This is my first official guide for the piston stall. This guide is a long time coming. There's been a lot of times I wanted to get this guide out, but I just generally just never had a GameCube controller in hand. A lot of the times I get a GameCube controller, I don't like it, I send it back, or I sell it. So right now, I recently got the GCC Ultimate from Mitch from the Kickstarter from a while back, so I do have a little bit of time. I don't know if I like it yet, but for now, I do have a GCC, so I'd like to go over this guide to give people some information how to do this with a controller, because for the most part, a lot of people think it's box only, or it's just easier on the box, or, you know, it's just not worth going for it on GameCube controller. Absolutely insane comments. But I learned this originally on GameCube controller. But I do know there's people that like to believe that claw is not a real thing, or it's just you're giving up things for doing claw. I mean, it's a stupid debate. So I'm going to give you guys some methods on how to do it with claw, without claw. But there is one method that is superior. We'll go over that last. But yeah, grab a controller, get on Battlefield. And if you're on a box, you don't need this guide. It's pretty straightforward on the box. But for the controller, you know, some people do have to get used to it. And it might be harder than most. But for the most part, once you get it down, it's pretty easy. So let's get on the ledge. Create a save state, just because you're gonna be fucking this up a lot, boys. You're gonna be fucking this, and girls, you're gonna be fucking this up for a while. So there's a method that a lot of Ganon players, when they see me do it, they'll attempt to do it other ways. They'll do back on the gray stick, and they'll quarter circle up. So they'll hit back and drop off the ledge, and they'll quarter circle up to get the jump. And this gives time to get an up air if you get the up air quick enough on the quarter circle. And mind me here, I'm not the best at the other methods, but you can get a regrab here. And it's pretty simple. You just back on the gray stick, up, C up. And you can use Z if you want, or A instead. It's just kind of whatever you prefer. But you do have to be pretty quick, or you won't be able to grab the ledge. And you do have to drift forward. And if you drift forward too far on Battlefield, be careful. You will get battlefielded. So that's kind of why I kind of don't like this method too much. Because if you flick forward a little too much, you will not get the ledge. It has its own variation of like tightness. Another method is back on C-stick. And this is a claw variant, but it's not my recommended. I actually don't like this method. But you can essentially claw and jump with just the left hand. If you want to jump. Or you can gray stick. If you do this method, I think up on the gray stick is probably better. And then you can choose to hit Z or A. And now since you're already in a claw position, you can actually strike the A button at the same time as jump. And it's a little weird, but you can do it like that. And you can kind of just slap the buttons down all at once. It's a little weird. It's not my favorite method. But it is possible. And it's a little ugly here. Not my favorite method, but you see I am getting the regrab there. So you have the C-back method. You have the back on gray stick. And you can choose to hit up and Z or up and A. So the method I'm going to recommend most people to go for is the fast fall method. It is the hardest, and you're more prone to suicide. But you do get an extra frame of intangibility, which is kind of the whole point of the piston stall. So you want it to be as safe as possible. So I would honestly just fall from ledge with fast fall and just get used to it. Even just do these, just do the fast fall variant of the stall. And essentially the timing that you do for the jump, you want to be frame perfect, or even just a frame late. You don't need to be 2 frame perfect for this. You might actually, it might be 1 or 2 frames, any more and you don't get the regrab. But just get really used to doing this. Or even with claw, actually, you should claw for this, by the way. And get used to doing this. Push with Y and down. Do this hundreds of times, and then once you get comfortable, just flick the thumb up. And that's really it. And honestly, there's an easy way to lab the timing for this, by the way. If you want, you literally can just JC up smash with claw. And if you JC up smash enough with claw, this is the timing for the piston stall. A lot of people find the piston stall impressive or high tech, and to be fair, to an extent, it kind of is, because you are prone to suicide. It's on the ledge, and you are restricted to the intangibility, and you want to take advantage of the intangibility as quickly as possible. So you're prone to kill yourself by fucking up the timing. But with time, you get better at it, and you can kind of just go forever when you get good at it. You might T-winner sometimes, but just don't fuck it up, Just don't fuck it up. But yeah, that's my little speedrun guide for the piston stall. A couple methods there. If I missed any methods, let me know. We have the gray stick back methods, the C back methods. They're nice, but keep in mind that you're not fast falling. So that means you're grabbing the ledge later than you would if you were fast falling. So you're losing a little bit of intangibility, and you're also drifting forward or back, which I've looked at this in replays for edge guarding. It can fuck with the tip or hitboxes. It can fuck with the hitboxes needed when you're hitting people on stage as well. So not only is this good for edge guarding, let me see if I can get the freeze frame here. It might be weird on training. Oh, no, we're on the good training mode. Right here, there's a really good frame here when you're on the ledge and people are edge guarding you, and there's a hitbox that comes right above the ledge. When you do it frame perfect with a fast fall, you want this hitbox to tell people to fuck off when you're on the ledge. Not the best. I mean, you can still get punished for it if they hold down and they're not at CC and they're not at knockdown percent for up air, but it's very powerful to get this up air as low as possible and as fast as possible. So just keep that in mind when you practice this. And I know the fast fall method is a little scary, but I promise you it's very, very easy and a lot easier than the other methods once you get used to it. You might kill yourself more with the fast fall method for the first couple of months or even weeks. But I promise you, if you can JC up smash claw, this tech, you're going to have it down in a couple days. It's really not that big of a deal. And have fun, guys. I'm sure you guys have seen clips of me edgeguarding with it or even coming back to stage with it. And I encourage you guys to give it a try. Please, please try the fast fall method. I've been an advocate for it for a while. A lot of people are very hesitant about the fast fall method. But, save yourself a frame, learn it, SD a couple times. It's worth it. As you saw, I got more of them consistently with the fast fall method than with the others because I'm more seasoned with the fast fall method. But, as with any tech, do it 1,000 times. Anyways, this is Vark, guys. Have fun with the piston stall. I'll see you in the next one.